was just something that felt like, man, like we're loving so much, modern music, and we still felt like we couldn't, we had to like mentally break ourselves out of this little box that was Plain White T's, to give ourselves the creative freedom to like experiment with like, synth sounds and more electronic elements. And so it's like once we just decided like, yeah, let's do it and let's just like experiment, it was like, okay, no going back. It was just like so fun and so much more inspiring just to kind of find our own little sonic path. A lot of the songs were just acoustic demos that we, kind of put together in the studio. And then some of the songs started with more of like a just messing around with sounds. And then, oh, that's cool. And then put a little progression together and then write over that, because you already kind of have the vibe of what the song's going to feel like and sound like once you have a cool sound to work with. So we did some of it like that too. We started on Fearless, and actually Hey There Delilah first came out on Fearless. They were like just this tiny independent label. We were this tiny independent band, and together we kind of built this thing that was really special. It was like we both were so influential to each other back in the day. It was like cool. It just felt like going back home to your family, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Us growing up, I mean, it was all about MTV back in, like when we were kids,
Mm-hmm.
and that's where we first discovered Michael Jackson and Nirvana and all the, through the years. And the fact that stuff doesn't exist, right, anymore, really, I mean, I think they brought TRL back or something, but, it's not the same as it was. It's weird, but it's like, obviously music changes, culture changes.
Mm-hmm.
You can't change what people are gonna do or how people are gonna listen to music. People aren't buying albums anymore. They're all streaming it on Spotify and Apple Music. So it's like, who cares about record sales? Let's just put music out and hope it can reach our audience, find ways to connect it, so that people know it's out there and people want to go and stream it and listen to it. It's all gonna balance itself out. When I wrote the song, I was like, oh, this song's cool, like whatever,
Mm-hmm.
Didn't think of anything of it aside from I really like this song, or that's it. That song, like, people had to tell us and tell the label that was a hit. We wouldn't have suspected it. The label certainly wasn't like, oh, this is the one we're going with, let's go. It was just the fact that like we'd go play at shows and like that would be the song everyone would sing along to. I'd still enjoy it. I think it's a great song. I'm proud of it and enjoy playing it, every night. I mean, it's great the fact that I think the fact that it's like just an acoustic guitar and a vocal basically, certainly will help it feels a little bit more timeless and a little bit more classic.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Whereas if you put on, a lot of other music from that, the mid 2000s, it feels dated, or it feels like, just like you put on 80s music and it's like, oh, this is so 80s. It's like there's 2000s kind of had a sound as well, but I think that song being just an acoustic and a vocal kind of transcends that a little bit, and is never really going to feel old or feel like, like of a certain time period.